Last night, the Phoenix Suns took what they continuously saw over the course of the game from the Sacramento Kings defensive coverage and flipped it on its head at the most optimal moments in the game to really exploit the advantages that can be created from seeing this type of defense they saw. So the Sacramento Kings customarily play Sabonis at the level of the screen. So what the Suns counter with is putting him in multiple pick and rolls because it's hard for a big man to get up to the level of the screen multiple times, especially if you blend it in with different actions that pull and tug at his defensive responsibilities. And the Suns went about it in a unique manner because they didn't just do it with Chris Paul and Devin Booker in a traditional manner. They allowed for Josh Okogie to initiate offense and use Devin Booker and Chris Paul off ball, which is an entity that we're definitely going to see a lot more of as Kevin Durant comes into the mix in the not too distant future. So they would just tug at the strings of Sabonis wanting to be at the level of the screen and then compromise the defense flowing into multiple pick and rolls and just hitting different advantages out of that on repeat. So we're going to kind of dive into what the Suns were doing specifically, setting action-wise. And it's really going to be the same play over and over again. They're just going to be swapping positions between Chris Paul and Devin Booker. So let's go ahead and dive into it. All right, we're going to slow this first one down and then let the next ones flow through. So we're going to see it's going to be out of their horn set, Okogie's going to pitch it over to Devin Booker, and then he's going to clear cut. And then as he clear cuts, it's going to be Devin Booker coming off the initial pick from DeAndre Ayton. And we see customarily it's Sabonis at the level of the screen, flat hedging or showing, if you will. And then that's going to flow into a dribble handoff to CP3. And as we see the dribble handoff happen, we're going to see where it starts to compromise the defense because Keegan Murray is completely out of position, not expecting a handoff to come after Devin Booker comes off a pick and roll. So now CP3 is scot-free coming over to the middle third of the floor. Sabonis is way too deep in the paint, so it's almost like attack and drop. And then on top of all of that to exacerbate the defense being compromised is Kevin Huerter all the way at the nail, having to help over on Chris Paul, one of the best mid-range shooters in the NBA, of course, coming off with his strong hand. And Torrey Craig's there left wide open on the wing for a three. But he's not able to shoot this for whatever reason. He hesitates in his reads. And on top of that, he's going to be kind of given a pass here because Trey Lyles' jab at from the corner throws off Kevin Huerter's closeout, which is going to then allow for Torrey Craig to essentially attack a closeout, get a paint touch, and then he's going to be able to engage Sabonis at the rim. And then that's going to allow for him to get a little dump off over to DeAndre Ayton before De'Aaron Fox can sink in and helping the helper. And Ayton's able to get a nice dunk here off of great playmaking and it's a great blend of player and ball movement from the Suns to compromise the Kings defense there and take advantage of a missed rotation or a botched rotation. All right, this next one here is going to take place in the second half. Is their first possession. And they're going to see, again, you got the clear cut after the handoff or the pitch from Okogie to Devin Booker. Book's going to come off with a pick. The first screen here, we're going to see Sabonis near the level of the screen and flat hedging. And then we're going to see, of course, the help from the middle of the floor from the Kings, helping over to tag the roller. Ayton stops his roll so he can get into the next screen after Devin Booker hands it off to CP3. But he doesn't even have to screen Huerter at this point because Huerter's feet stopped on the handoff to CP3. And Chris is able to get his shoulders around him after changing direction some. And he's able to turn the corner here and get downhill. And then it's literally attack and drop at this point coming off of the second screen because Sabonis is below the free throw line and CP3 gets the handoff. So now it's attack and drop, and that's what he does best, what Devin Booker does best, attacking and really annihilating drop coverage. So he's able to get to the mesh point here and drop, lets it hang a little bit, and then knocks down his midi. All right, and this next play here, we're going to see the next rep is the flip positions, from Chris Paul and Devin Booker here. So Chris is now at the elbow and horns, and Devin Booker is in the corner. He's going to come flying up to receive the dribble handoff. So we got the pitch over to CP3 this time from Okogie, who is initiating. Chris comes off of the initial pick, and then Sabonis is again up to the level of the screen and flat hedging out. They end up rotating back. Ayton does a great job faking the roll on the initial screen. Gets back up. Devin Booker does a great job with this pump fake here to create further distance away for him to get downhill from Huerter. Does a great job keeping his handle tight as well. As you can see on the still frame, Huerter tries to poke it from behind, misses, and now Now Devin Booker is springboarded downhill, attacking drop coverage, and he's able to lay in the mid-range at the free throw line, and he knocks that down. All right, the next one here, we're going to see them back to their initial positioning. It's going to be Okogie initiating. Devin Booker's at the elbow. Chris Paul's in the corner. They go pitch, clear cut. Then we got the first pick. Sabonis is near the level of the screen, kind of flat hedging a little bit, showing on Devin Booker. And then they're going to flow into the dribble handoff. Oh, wait, no, they're not. Taking the same play, showing you the same play, treating it like bait for a fish. And then as soon as you bite and start anticipating, that's when they counter. Devin Booker sees this gap as Sabonis tries to show, waiting for Herter to navigate over, as well as them trying to communicate the switch between the three defenders from the Kings. Devin Booker takes that, baits him with the fake handoff, and then gets to the basket for a layup. As you can see, the paint is wide open. It's like parting the Red Sea here. Lays that up. And then this final rep here, we're going to see again the same positioning as we started with. Devin Booker at the elbow, Chris Paul in the corner, Okogie initiating. Get the pitch to Devin Booker, the clear cut. Book comes off the initial pick. You see Sabonis fighting over. Good job from Okogie on a clear cut, really engaging both defenders. That puts Sabonis a little bit behind schedule, and he kind of panics with the frenetic type of trying to recover back to the level of the screen and showing Devin Booker. But Book's pace and his demeanor is just showing everything right here. He gets again, doesn't even fake the handoff this time. He comes off of the pick and he's attacking because he sees the little hang up, the tie up here between Sabonis and Herter on the Okogie's clear cut. So he realizes that the lane is more open because Sabonis is out of position. He's able to turn the corner, but he's not just turning the corner looking to score. He's also reading the defense. He sees that not only is Herter helping way off of his man, who's Josh Okogie now, but he also sees the low man, Harrison Barnes, with both feet in the paint, automatically meaning that someone's going to be open on the weak side here as he's coming off. So he does a great job with his processing, engaging Herter at the rim, and then making this pass for Torrey Craig as he lifts to respace while Okogie clear cuts and respace into the corner. Hits Torrey Craig, allows for Torrey Craig to play connector over to Josh Okogie. And when you look at that, they beat the advantage. They keep the advantage and beat the rotations off of a connecting pass from Craig to Okogie. And Okogie's hands are where the play started, and that's where it's going to finish as he knocks down this three. Just great processing from the Suns, great execution, not skipping any steps, and just doing a great job of exploiting the advantages that they've seen that they can create, seeing the same style of defensive coverage over the course of a game. It's the little things like this that, especially when Kevin Durant comes into the mix, and now it's Kevin Durant that's initiating offense and just adding all types of abundances to their attack, that's going to continuously compromise defenses, keep defenses in rotation, and allow for the Suns to continuously play in advantages over the course of games.